Hey, good morning, guys. Lake level 1319 this morning's coming on down. Got to be a little careful out there. It's at that level right now, I think, where, there is a lot of danger out there in places, but, you can't, if it was a foot lower, you would be able to see all that danger. So it's at a tricky place right now. So you got to be very, very careful when you're out there. But, I got a question the other day about we got a lot of tournaments coming up. We got the Toyota. We got all these college tournaments. We got that big team deal. And that's going to be a big deal down here. So a lot of events coming to the Big O. And the question was, what kind of information do those guys that are coming down, do they need? And how are they going to get it? Well, they can get a little bit right here. They can listen to our reports. Like Toyota's coming up. And those guys are going to get I think it's 3 practice days. And that's a lot of time. They got 3 full days to go practice. And a lot of them don't fish here at all except during that tournament. So here's kind of how I always looked at places that, you know, I fished across the country and information that I wanted to know. First of all, I wanted to know what kind of weights is it taking to win the local tournaments. I'm not looking for any spots. I'm Okeechobee. There's certain areas that pretty much everybody knows about. We've heard about all these certain areas, South Bay, Tin House, all these places for years and years. So they know some of the areas to go look at. But I want to know what kind of weights does it normally take to win your regular tournaments on that particular lake. And that tells me what size fish I'm actually fishing for. A little trickier down here on Okeechobee because when fish are biting down here, you're going to have to catch 25 to, over 30 pounds if you're going to win that event. And trust me, those guys are going to come trying to win that event. But you also have to look at what happens when you get a severe cold front down here, too. Oh, the weights drop dramatically. So you're not looking for them big 7, 8, 9 pounders, because they're not going to be many of them caught if you get a real severe cold front. So that's one of the things you have to look at. That's a little different down here on Lake Okeechobee. So it's a complicated game, guys. It's complicated. But I would definitely look at the extended forecast. Or is there going to be a cold front? Your National Weather Service can kind of give you some predictions way in advance. Sometimes, maybe a couple of weeks in advance, other than what you're getting on the local weather report. So maybe if you got a contact with somebody with the National Weather Service, that would be very helpful when you're getting ready to come to the Big O. And it's all relative to the spawn too. Now, people, another question that I get all the time. Are the fish spawning yet? Folks, fish spawn almost 6 months out of the year down here. It's a little different deal. Let me explain this. Maybe this will explain it a little bit better. You got Central Florida, you got Lake Toho in those areas, a couple hours, 3 hours north of Lake Okeechobee. They're in that line that's kind of like East Texas. If you just look at the map, those fish are going to be doing most of their spawning in February, March. I mean, that's just the way it is. Fish start spawning down here in November, and they'll still be spawning in April. So is it relative to the spawn? Well, I guess it is. But you got to think about this. A lot of these fish from Okeechobee have already spawned. Now there's post-spawn. But a lot of them haven't spawned yet. So now which ones are you going to target? The ones that are coming in or the ones that are maybe moving out? Now, one thing I know for sure, those fish, when they move into these spawning areas, if you catch them in a place where there's a lot of spawning activity, now they're going to stay in those areas because it's prime habitat. A lot of grass, a lot of oxygen in the water. Everything's perfect for their survival, but they're going to stay there as long as there's a food source. Now, once there's no longer a food source in there, what are those fish going to do there after they spawn? They're going to leave. They're going to go back out into the lake where there's a shad population. But that's the tricky part about Okeechobee. Lake Okeechobee is complicated, and we think, if you ever think this place, ever think you got it figured out, no, you don't. You might think you do, but I don't think anybody ever figures this place out. But that's what makes it so interesting here. You'll never get bored fishing here because you're always thinking. This lake here will make you think, make you put the power poles down, just sit down for a minute and think. When you find some fish, kind of look at it, see what's going on. But bottom line is, we got a lot of events coming to Lake Okeechobee, and there's going to be some really, really good weights. We really hope they do well. I hope all the tournaments are here when the fish are really biting. I want them to showcase Lake Okeechobee the way Lake Okeechobee is. It's not a polluted cesspool like Randy Blockett says. Man, this is the best lake in the world. Lake is clear everywhere. And I want them to showcase this lake really, really well. I wish Randy would come down and fish a Toyota in one of these tournaments. I think he's probably afraid to. I think it would hurt his ego, because this lake here it'll humble the best bass fisherman in the world. It'll humble you in a hurry because it's complicated. But that's the neat thing about bass fishing. It's a game that you'll never really understand everything about it. It's not like golf, where you put that ball on a tee and you know exactly where it is, and if it don't go where you want to, well, whose fault is it? It's not the ball's fault. It's the guy holding that club. It might be the club. I don't know. Could be. Fishing is not like that. We're fishing against live critters, and we think we understand them. Yeah, we do. There's a lot of things we know about these bass here on Lake Okeechobee, but there's a lot of things that we'll never understand. So that's pretty much going to do it today. I just had to mention that because I get that question a lot. And I tell you, I really think they're going to have to really hope that all the tournaments do really well here. But we got to thank Okeechobee County for making it possible for me to give you all these tips. Visit OkeechobeeCounty.com. Go there. If you're in Okeechobee, there's a lot of stuff for your family to do while you're here fishing tournaments, a lot of places to stay, a lot of good restaurants to eat. And like I say, Lake Okeechobee County's got everything you need up there in the town of Okeechobee. Lakeshore Marine, if you got a problem with your boat, go by Steve and all the folks up there at Lakeshore. Power pole, of course, everybody's got to have power poles. The old original power pole is the best and always will be. Clewiston Golf Course, bring your clubs when you come down. Got the best golf course around. Joanne Jordan State Farm Insurance, the bait station north of Fort Myers, K&M Drugs. Still haven't got my flu shot yet. Me and Deb are going to try to get over there today. We get busy. And Pogie's Family Restaurant, they open really, really early for our anglers getting ready to get out there on the water. And RV1 Mobile Repairs. And if you got a problem with your RV and you're in a campground, dial this number, RV1 Fix My RV. Those folks will come by and let you know what's going on. You might not even have to pull your RV out. They might be able to come out there and fix everything for you. But guys, until next time, if you want me to ride along with you and show you what I do out there in Lake Okeechobee, give Deb a call, 239-560-2704. I'll get in your boat, take you out there and show you how I do it. Show you how I move around in the boat. Places, if you're going to fish a certain area on the lake, if you're coming down and I know exactly the area you're going to be fishing, that's the area we will work on. Not necessarily the best places on the lake, but the places where you're going to be so you don't tear your stuff up when you're down here, and you can go out there and have a great experience on Lake Okeechobee. The little video I put on yesterday morning, this same video I'm doing right now, 3,000 people have watched that video. And there'll probably be 3,000 watch this one too. So we're impacting a lot of people. And like I say, Lake Okeechobee is a fascinating place. There's no other place like it in the world. It's, man, I tell you what, it's been here since time. And, man, you think back, just sit back and think, what was this lake like 500 years ago? It was always been here, guys. It's always been here.